Bowing here, I find my rest. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to Journey to the Word with J.P. Olson, my Just Passing Through. This is my Just Passing Through segment. Give you words of encouragement and inspirational words as we go through this week and just try to get through the week. Lord, I need you. Don't let us ever forget that we need him. Every second, every hour, we need him. Once again, bless you with love and happiness. We thank you today if you're here for the first time, if you're on, whether you're on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook Live, we just want to welcome you. And once again, bless you with love and happiness. I have a message for you today. If you're here for the first time, we want you to stay connected. And ways to do that is we have our social media platform. We have our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook, our blog. We have our YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Those are ways that you can stay in touch with us. Hi, Juliana from New York. And then we have our prayers. And let's see here. Yeah, we have our prayers. Hi, Brian. Good to see you from Smyrna, Tennessee. Okay, you up there where Georgiana. Georgiana is from Smyrna. She's from up that way. So you close by her. She's on here. She'll probably be on here today as well. Hi, Sharon from Wisconsin. Yes. I want to thank you today. And you all know how to stay connected. All the ways to stay connected with us. We don't want you to miss out on anything. First of all, I don't want you to leave here malnourished. I want you to get a spiritual feeding and you're full when you leave. And so we have our prayer requests. We want you to go to our website, complete that form. The intercessors and prayer warriors come together to pray in their prayer time on Mondays, and I pray over the request. And then we have our today, I just passed it through on Wednesday, and then Saturday morning. We're here Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, alert, ready to be fed the Word of God. And then we have our Bible study. You can't miss our Bible study. I'm telling you, if you want to get into the Word of God, just attend one of the Bible studies with Dr. Kenneth Adderley, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. The music you're listening to, you know that's my music. I got a song now that I'm working on, original with a friend of mine, and so we're working on that. And so this is the month theme of music. We got Christy just released her single, and I'm going to play that on here next week, her single, Still a Miracle. So we got music coming from every direction. And then and then our giving. Don't let me forget our giving. Thank you for those who have given, our partners. Some funds came in today, and we just thank God. Yesterday, as funds are coming in, and we're able to help those that are in need. That's what our ministry is, trying to reach the lost. And also, hi, Celine from Perry, Georgia. Glad to see you here. Yeah, we're trying to do much with what we have, and I tell you, I have thank you all for stepping up. We needed assistance in one area, and I have someone who's sponsoring India. We needed help. That person was trying to sponsor both, but we did get someone else to step in. But I tell you this, $100 a month can pay Gertrude rent, get her food. Can you imagine it's $100 a month? I have someone who's giving $50. I only need one other person to commit each month to just give $50 toward her living in South Africa, and she can walk and deliver the letters that she deliver, and she can be comfortable with food and those things. So we she's our missionary there in South Africa. She's there, and so I'm just putting that out there and let you pray about it and think about it. Hi, Aline from Sierra Leone, and hi, Claudia from North Carolina. So once again, not going to harp on that, but I just thought every week I'll just try to mention where we are. And we got different ones that are sponsoring different, the Philippines, someone's sponsoring India. We're the ministry sponsoring Africa, Nairobi, Kenya. And then we have Gertrude in Haiti. We paid for the school for the orphans for Haiti. So we're just, we're just thankful how God has blessed us. So I thought, well, we just need someone to just commit to giving $50 a month in their offering to Gertrude. And that'll give her $100 a month to live on in South Africa, missionary. So I'm putting that out there. God is so good as he blessed us. And some of you all may have received some items from us, a T-shirt, and some got something else coming. And so we just thank you. It's just a token of love, So once again, here we are. I pray that I have everyone on here. I didn't miss anyone. But I want Wilma's. Hello, Wilma's. I miss you from Wisconsin. Yes. So I want to thank each one of you once again. We have Juliana from New York, Brian from up in Smyrna, Tennessee right now, Sharon from Wisconsin, Celine from Perry, Georgia. We have different ones on. Eileen from Sierra Leone, Claudia from North Carolina, Wilma's from Wisconsin, and those who are joining us today. We're very grateful. So why can life feel empty when it is really full? Why can life feel empty? Our lives can start to feel empty when we try to find what we can only get from God. Instead of the things of this world, we can be tempted by all the flashy and pretty things that our society tries to make us believe will fill our souls. It could be anything from the latest beauty product that will make us look 10 years younger, or having the newest model of a certain car. As I say, trying to keep up with the Joneses, making more money, or even that certain person who we think will meet every need that we have. We're so in love with them, we can't see anything else. It may work in the short term, but after a bit, the newness and excitement starts to wear out, and it starts to wear off. The satisfaction does not last long, and we are right back where we started again, looking for that certain thing that will fill us up again. And we can repeat it over and over many times, fooling ourselves that the next thing surely should make a difference. Oh, I want to get this. This is house that I want. I'm going to have it. I love it. And been there, done that. I'm telling you, I've been there, done that. I thought, oh, that was it. That was this one house. It was it. It was, I tell people, I say, I've had a mansion before. I said, every room was filled. And, you think that's it. And all the performance and entertainment, when they come in town, they would come there and stay, and all the above. And you think that's it. And you still think like, something is still missing. But it doesn't. We don't get fulfilled with all of these beautiful things. Like I say to people now, I said, you don't ever see a U-Haul following a hearse to the cemetery. People have all these things left. And sometimes they don't have family. They end up at the community closet or the Goodwill or somewhere like that. Great things that people don't even value. And many young people don't value. They will just give it to the Goodwill or something. But there's a void, and we are left unsatisfied with the same hole that was in our soul before. And let me share this. There's a void in our life for a purpose. And the only thing can fill it up is God. That void, I don't care what people try to fill it up with, whether they try to fill it up with money, whether they fill it up with drugs, with lovers, with the things of life, all these things, and there's still a void. And we'll say, well, I tried this and I got this and I thought this and I wouldn't adopt this child and I thought that would do it, and I did this and without inviting Jesus into the situation. We just go and do these things. And I got this and I thought if I got this car and got this Bentley and got this and this would put me there, and I'm in with the in crowd. I'm still empty. I went to this church. It's the biggest church in town. Everybody who go there, and da-da-da-da-da, and you're still empty. Because there are motives and there are reasons why we do things. There are reasons why we do things. And so we end up like, I'm still unsatisfied. Something is missing, and God is trying to tell us, only I can fill the void. We don't need to look hard to find an example of this in the Bible. King Solomon, let me just give you him as an example. He was one of the wealthiest and most well-known kings that we read about in the Old Testament. He started out well, asking the Lord for wisdom and even being known for finishing the temple. And as we continue learning about him, things eventually went downhill for him. He accumulated so much wealth, a lot of wealth, which never was enough. He did get married, but that also was out of control. And his mother told him this is going to be the downfall of you, all these women. He ended up having 700 wives and 300 concubines. Now, you can't be satisfied with 700 wives. Just with one is enough. But 700 wives and 300 concubines, and you still missing something. His wives led him away from God. His mother told him that. His wives led him away from God because they were serving other gods, and whatever the gods that they were serving, different ones. And he was led away, and he ended up worshiping idols. And that's what ended up happening. Oh, I want to get this. I want that. They got this. I want this. I want to build my house there. If God is saying yes, then yes, do it. But many times and then we start doing things where, you got to do this. You want to be a part of the 100 most successful, influential people. You got to do this. We see young people, we see them selling their souls to have all the wealth and worshiping and doing the things that the world is doing. The world is doing so many things that's not godly. And so Solomon, who had gained God had given him everything, all the wisdom. People come to him for wisdom. Queen Sheba traveled many thousands of miles to see if it was true about him. And she didn't need wealth. She had wealth, but she brought along. He didn't need that, but she brought more. I think the Bible says more than all. That she brought oils and all kinds of things. So he accumulated a lot of wealth, which never was enough. And he got married, and that was out of control. He ended up having 700 wives and 300 concubines. His wives led him they're the ones that led him away from God. And he ended up worshiping idols. He had all of this, and yet it was not enough. And we look at people and say, yet they got all of this, and it's not enough. The book of Ecclesiastes shows some of his thoughts on the matter in chapter 2:11. Solomon says, yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless. A chasing after the wind, nothing was gained under the sun. He did not deny himself anything and still felt empty. His life is a perfect example of this. We will never be satisfied totally with what this world gives us. I don't care how big the house, how fashionable things are. A renowned pastor's wife, the bishop, he passed away, his wife passed. And she had all the minks and furs and all the things. And I received a flyer the other day from it. It's in Memphis, and the people flying all because she was the bishop's wife. And the people are flying from all over the world and everywhere else to come to buy some of the things. They're going to have an estate sale. Instead of giving some of the things away, they're going to have an estate sale. They already got millions. And going to have an estate sale to sell all of these. And I read somebody, someone had posted something on live that said that, I can't just wait, because if I get that fur, I'll be above everyone else. If I get that mink that she had, that the first lady had, I'm going to be bigger than, everybody going to know who I am. Chasing after the wind and chasing after things that does not mean anything because you can't take it with you. So Solomon had it all. And still, he ended up worshiping idols, following the ways that his wives wanted him to do. What are we meant for? Well, we were made to have a relationship with God. You all know I talk about this often because he's jealous. He's very jealous. He tells us that. His name tells us that. But we were made to have a relationship with God. Our complete purpose will only come from him. It won't come from somebody else telling you, I think this is what you should do. I just feel in my heart, this is what you should do. The hole in our souls will only be filled by him. Everything that we do in this life and all that we acquire comes from him. Even the material things, whatever it is. He will never let us get complete satisfaction from the things that he gives us. We are meant to walk with him every day and do life with him. Not do life with the world, not do life with the who's who and all of this. Been there, done that. I'm not just saying something that I'm just pulling together here. When you can testify and be a testament of that because you've been there and done that and you've seen how it goes. You got the fur, you got the, I had a silver fox. I thought it was the best of all. And just, wore it over in Japan and everybody, that's the most beautiful, just craziness. Because we think, this is it. And it's not. We were made in his image and we are meant to reflect him. And today we're doing a poor job of it. I'm saying over and over, and I'm sharing with friends that I said, I'm praying more for believers and followers of Christ than I am for the lost because they know better. Yet they misrepresenting God. We were made in his image. That's a big thing. And we are meant to reflect him. When people look at us, they should say, I know what family you belong to. You act just like Jesus. That is such a high calling, whether we realize it or not. We get the honor of pointing people to Jesus. It might not be done perfectly, but that is when we need to rely on him to help us live it out. I can say I've been the person who's been at both ends of this. I've been the one who thought I was happy. You got all of this. and I got certain titles or accumulated all the things that I wanted. Not that those things were bad, but that is not what I was meant for. I am meant to reflect my Creator to those around me. To my surprise, this has given me more purpose than anything else. I want to choose to live for Jesus each day of my life. I want people to say, oh man, you can't say this around her. You can't do that because, and I don't get so deep that people can't, because I often say I love music, all genres of music. And, some of them are a little bit out there. But I love it. I enjoy music, and I go listen to a jazz concert every now and then. And so I enjoy it. And I tell people, I said, well, the first miracle Jesus did, he danced. He danced at the wedding. They drank wine and enjoyed themselves. So we can't get so deep that we like, oh, I can't do this. But I want to represent him even then. I want to reflect my Creator to those around me. Because right now, we're looking so much like the world. The world is confused. The church is being more and more, because of what? Because of greed. Because of wanting to live the life. Like I just say, walk with God, hold hands with the devil, but you want to look the life and play the life of the celebrities and everybody else out there. Formless and void from the start. This is what God from the start, so we can get an understanding. There's a phrase I want to teach you because it adds such a dimension to the story the Bible tells. Beginning with the first sentence in the Bible, and besides, it's kind of fun to say. Here it is. Tohu webahu. It's Hebrew. Tohu webahu. It's there in the opening sentences of the Bible. Our English Bible reads it like this: in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. Genesis 1:1-2. The Bible begins by saying that God created the heavens and the earth, and that it was in Hebrew, tobu wehabu. It was without form and void, or formless and empty. Tohu means unformed, chaotic wilderness, and bohu means empty. So Genesis 1:2 tells us that when God created the heavens and the earth, it was initially an uninhabitable wasteland, a barren wilderness. There was no shape or form to it. No life could live in it. I suppose I've always thought that when God created the earth, he spoke it into existence as it is. But evidently what God spoke into being was initially a mass of unformed matter in which nothing and no one could live. It was the raw materials of which God would give shape and form. In fact, there were three significant problems with the earth as God initially created, according to Genesis 1:2. It was formless, it was empty, and it was dark. But it was not without hope. Why? Because the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Genesis 1:2. God sees the emptiness in our lives as his greatest opportunity. He sees the emptiness in your life, my life, as his greatest opportunity. Because the Spirit of God was there hovering or fluttering over the deep darkness of the unformed earth, like a hen hovering over an unhatched cosmos. Something was about to happen. God, by his Spirit, through his word, was about to illuminate and order and fill his creation. What God does with empty, he sees the emptiness in us. And somebody may be saying, well, I'm not empty. I'm not having, okay. We're not making this about me or you. We're just saying those who feel empty. And if it ever happened to you, he sees the emptiness in your life, in my life, and all the believers and even the sinners' lives as his greatest opportunity. What does God do with empty? What can we do when life feels empty? At some point, even if things are going well for us, it will feel like something is still missing. It is so easy for us as humans to try and find satisfaction in the things of this world. We search and we search, forgetting the one who has given us everything. I remember watching again, I saw on my husband liked to watch the E! News, E! Television or something, on a celebrity. And she said she really demeaned the husband. She really did. And people said that. She said, I married him because he had everything I wanted, even though I brought my own money to the table. And he sort of looked at her, she said, but he had everything I wanted. And he gets a little like this every now and then. I think that she must have been flawless. But she said he had everything I needed. And the host, the commentator said, everything? Yes, everything I needed. And someone asked, because people were asking, what is your faith? Well, we're not going to talk about faith because I just believe that this is a universe. But because the person said, she said, while she was saying, oh, he brought me everything, but I still feel an emptiness. That's what she said. I said, I feel you got all the glitz and glamour, all the money, everything. Got him. He was an actor as well. And we got everything. He had everything I was looking for in a man. But you're still empty. So at some point, even if things are going well for us, and this is just not celebrities, it's other people as well. We can look at leaders, and even in the ministry, and some will end up divorcing. And they'll say, well, something was missing. I know several have divorced because of emptiness or something wasn't right. At some point, even if things are going well for us, it will feel like something is still missing. It is so easy for us as humans to try and find satisfaction in the things of this world, to fill our void. We search and research, forgetting the one who has given us everything. We are mistakenly trying to get our satisfaction from everything else but God. So what do we do when when life does start to feel empty? Ultimately, we need to change our perspective. We can ask the Lord to remind us of how much he alone satisfies us, and of how much we need him. That's why I played the song coming in, Lord, I need you. We need him. We need to ask the Lord to remind us of how much he alone satisfies us and how much we need him. He wants us to enjoy the blessings. He said, I come that you may have life and that you may have it what? Abundantly. We don't have to get on here and talk about prosperity every time I come on. No, not at all. Because God said that we will prosper. It has been laid up for us. So what do? We search and we search, forgetting the one who has given us everything. We're mistakenly trying to get our satisfaction from. So what do when life does start to feel empty? We need to change our perspective. Ask the Lord to remind us of how much he alone satisfies us and how much we need him. He wants us to enjoy the blessings and the gifts he gives us. But again, we need to remember that they are the things that were never meant to fulfill us. He wants us to be blessed. He wants us to be blessed. He wants to give us things, but he doesn't want us to, it was never meant for those things to fulfill us. Yes, he want to bless you with a nice vehicle. He want to bless you with a nice home. He want to bless you with nice things. But then we all of a sudden forget him and start worshiping these things. Look what I have. Look at my home. Look what I drive. Look at my children. This, and this. To keep them right mindset, we can learn to have the Lord as our primary motivation for living our lives. While we are working, we can do it for the Lord. If we're taking care of our kids, we can ask him to give us energy. Or if we're enjoying something we have been blessed with, we can thank the Lord for it. It is all about keeping our focus on God so that we can remember where our purpose and worth come from. The benefit of learning to live out of the worth I have in Jesus is that I grow in my relationship with him. With him as my focus, I tend to keep him involved in my daily life. As I experience life with him, I also experience his goodness, his kindness, and faithfulness. He is always with me, no matter if I acknowledge him or not. As long as I stay focused on him, my life does not feel empty. It feels full. It feels full. So right there in the first chapter of the Bible, we discovered that tohu, webahu, is not a problem for God. As his word, he said, let there be, goes out. And as the spirit's creative energy hovers, what was dark was flooded with light. What was chaotic came to order. And what was empty was filled with life and beauty and purpose. Yes, it was filled with purpose. This is really good news, because although you may have been unfamiliar with the term tohu wabohu, which is Hebrew, the reality of it may be achingly familiar. Perhaps you sense that the deepest, most honest place inside you is tohu webahu, a dark and brooding emptiness. Perhaps it is an emptiness brought about by loss. Maybe you're grieving. There was once something or someone that filled up that space in your life, but now your heart aches with longing for what once was. Now there's an empty place at the table, or an empty room in the house, or you sleep in an empty bed. Instead of having plans and a sense of purpose, an empty schedule and future loom before you. Tracing 9 themes throughout the Bible, this book reveals how God's plan for the new heaven and the new earth, far better than restoration to Eden. It is already having an impact in the world today. Or perhaps the emptiness in your life is punctuated not by what once was, but by what has never been. There's never been a ring on your finger, being married, or a child in your womb, or a title by your name. The dreams you have often sought to downplay for fear that saying them out loud will somehow serve to crush them, and thereby crush you. You seem to be out of range or the reality of possibility. Or perhaps you can't pinpoint exactly why you have this sense of emptiness. You realize that in comparison to so many others around you, you have it good, yet your soul harbors a nagging sense of disappointment and discontentment. It sometimes seems as if the lives of nearly everyone around you are full of purpose and meaning, life and love, fun times, and future plans, which serve to punctuate the empty place in your life. I would encourage you today as I come to the end. 30 minutes, I'm doing good. I would encourage each of you to really look at your lives and ask the Lord to point out areas you are trying to find your worth and identify, or your worth and identity, let me say that, in other than in Him. I'm going to say that again. I would encourage each of you to really look at your lives and ask the Lord to point out areas you're trying to find your worth and identity in other than in Him. Where are you putting all your focus and your energy? The gifts and things that He gives us in this life are not bad things, but it becomes harmful when we use them for their unintended purposes. He blesses us to get many things, and He purposed us to elevate us, and all we can talk about is what we have. And I know some people like this. I went to my husband. I went to a celebration a couple of weeks ago, and somebody was asking where was a certain person that wasn't there. And when they called the person's name, half of the people that said, "Oh my goodness, don't let her come," because all she wants, when she opened her mouth, is what they have, how much land, how many houses, and do you hear God behind any of the blessings? And people were saying, "That's sad." You have to hear me say, when somebody can finish what you're about to say, you said it too many times. Or when all you have to do is brag about what you have. And nowhere in that conversation is about anything about God blessing you. So I would just encourage each one of you to really look at your lives and ask the Lord to point out areas you are trying to find your worth and identity in other than in Him. The gifts and things that He gives us in this life are not bad things, as I mentioned, but it becomes harmful when we use them for their unintended purposes. It will take self-awareness and the ability to admit when we are wrong. When we are wrong. I know when the better choice is to choose to get your worth, identity, and purpose from Jesus. I know that. I've lived life both ways. And I know what the better choice is. Choose to get your worth, your identity, and purpose from Jesus. That is what we are created for. And once we realize this, our lives will feel fuller. And sometimes your emptiness, as I wrap up now, sometimes your sense of emptiness haunts you as an undefined yet nagging ache. At other times, it overwhelmed you as an undeniable yet relentless agony. Perhaps you have come to see your emptiness as your biggest problem. I must tell you, that's not how God sees it. God sees the emptiness in your life as His greatest opportunity, because God does His best work with empty as He fills it with Himself. I'm going to say that again. Because God, He sees the emptiness in your life as His greatest opportunity, because God does His best work with empty as He fills it with Himself. As He fills it with Himself. And that's my message. That's my message. God is so good. It's 1:29. JP, you did it. It's 1:29, almost 1:30. I'm so happy that you all came. I pray that you got something, that you learned something, that you're able to take something away. And if you have that void in your life, I don't know. You may not have the void in your life, but if you do have the void in your life, I'm sharing with you what that's all about, what it's all about, and what you can do, and why life feels empty, and what you can do about it. Just increase your capacity for Him. Increase your capacity. When you start feeling empty, just say, okay, Lord, I'm feeling empty here. Do what you need to do, Father. And let me share this. Last Saturday, I mentioned to you about a 14-day fast, which I will start on Monday. I'm going to have that fast printed out and ready for Saturday. And I know you say, oh, Monday, Saturday. Yes. Just start preparing your mind. Start praying. Start talking to God, because when you start talking about the fast, and if you do it the day of, the enemy gonna want you to eat everything in the refrigerator. Your stomach gonna sound like a whale, and whatever else, a mating whale. All right. So do all of that, because the enemy surely is going to come and start bothering your head, your tongue, your stomach, and all of that. And you're going to keep running to the refrigerator looking. And I want you to start praying now. So, Lord, I want to join a GP for this fasting. I'm going to have information, and I do want you to join me, those who can. And it won't be a fast where you can't eat anything all day long. Yes, you're going to be able to, but I'm going to have it written out, and we're going to have it on the screen for you, and you can get it also from the website, but we want to have it for you. And I'm going to talk about it. So that'll be on Saturday coming. I'm going to talk about that. Also, I want you to remember to, if you're up at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday mornings, I'm telling you, I've been impressed with what God is doing on this Now Network. 5:30 in the morning, Central Standard Time, and 6:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And I want you to join me. I want you just to come. If you're up, yes, please do come. They don't save it. So I'm praying that they will start doing those things. Israel, I tell you, God is so good. He's bringing the people. Like I said, we haven't even yet started, advertising yet. We just mentioned it, put it out there, but God is doing it. And people, they just sent me a list today. I haven't looked at it yet, of 4 people that joined it yesterday. And these are some people I don't even know. Someone else, they've talked to someone else, or they saw it on the Now Network, and God is doing it. If we invite God into our situation, because what I said to God, when I really looked at that cruise and saw everything, I said, Lord, it's too much for me. I'm not a travel agent. I don't have time to do all of this. Lord, you take it. I don't want it. I don't want it. You take it, Lord, because you know who needs to be there. You know who needs to go, Lord. I want you to fill those rooms, Lord. Lord, you know. And I'm telling you, people just started going, registering, paying their deposit and their money. And we're just going out because it's not all about, I just want all believers to go. No, I said, Lord, I specify, I want non-believers. I want people from all walks of life, because I want them to experience a personal encounter with you while we're in Israel. I want them to hear the word like probably they never heard before. So I want them to come. Instead of just all believers, we want to be able to witness to someone. And so people are coming, and we're so grateful. So I want you to, even if you can, to consider joining us or telling others about it. If you can't go, so well, maybe I know someone who can go, and let me send this over to them. And so, so I have all that information for you, especially the fast. And I want you to consider. And if you don't make it on Saturday, I can send it in the messenger, but I would love to see you here. So bless you with love and happiness, each one of you. God loves you. I love you too. I pray that you have enjoyed the message. I want to thank those of you who have joined me today. We're going to pray for Adele as well. I forgot to mention Adele is in the hospital. She had surgery on esophagus, and she's recovering. She said God has healed her, and she's recovering. So we want to pray for Adele that's here often from Boston, Massachusetts area. Okay, so I thank you, Brian, from Smyrna, Tennessee. Yes. Thank you, Eileen from, I'm just seeing your comment here. Hi, Sarah from Bemidji, Minnesota. I didn't see her on here. So Eileen from Sierra Leone, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Eileen again. And thank you, Sarah and Sharon and Juliana. I was trying to preach. Thank you. And do you love your coffee mug, Celine? I'm so happy. You see, some people got coffee mugs. She got hers, and others got T-shirts, and we got other things that you're going to be blessed with. Thank you again, Claudia, for coming on from North Carolina. Each one of you, Wilma's from Wisconsin, and Celine again, and Sharon from Wisconsin, and all of those who have joined me today. I thank you so much. Bless you with love and happiness. And if you want to share the message, please share the message today. Share it with someone. It's 1:34. I love you. God love you too. I'm not going to keep you on because I'm just grateful y'all found time to come today. And if you have something you need to share with me, just shoot me a message, and I'll respond. Thank you, Geraldine, for all you do. Bless you again. Peace. And till Jesus, look, if Jesus delay is coming, I'm going to see you on Saturday with a spiritual feeding for you. Be blessed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.